Radical power shift. Insistently, your thoughts seek solace as a dark night draws you toward the invisible space where sense can be made. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you sense there is a doorway to the forgotten, now beckoning you to remember. Let go of the array of the finely tuned matrix of reason, belief, and analysis. As one screen dissolves into another, the smooth gradient from mind to heart loosens mental gloom and reveals a nucleus of raw power. Ironic twists reveal the light in the darkness, the play of soul and being. See the shadow cast by the mind's need to resolve the unresolvable, and find within consent to your higher nature a simple reduction of everything at variance. Quiet jubilation, as you entrain to divine selfhood, soon fills the full radiant spectrum of your being. Transform. Be careful what you conjure up. Thoughts may seem logical enough, but something you're not seeing in the order of things has got your mind in disarray. How much you yearn for the whole picture, the totality of details, yet the fullness of discovery evades your grasp. You know enough to go another day, enough to get to the next coordinate point of unknown becoming known. What don't you know, and how is that going to affect the outcome? This is the thing that keeps you up at night. There's nothing wrong with your mind, per se. You have full capability to understand the situation, and more, to make sense of it holographically, universally. Your quest for a grand unified theory of the experience you're living isn't really all that far out of reach in truth. What seems like an unworkable tiny tangle in understanding may in fact be a slip knot. Orient yourself vis-a-vis the acknowledgement of what you forgot to remember, that thing hanging at the back of your mind, and give it another tug. Dare you loosen what has held the dark closet's door at bay? Dare you unleash that secret space where you've stashed the odds and ends of worry and unintelligibility? Doing so would certainly give you more space to work in, and that can allow your creative mind to explore itself more freely. Of course, you can stay frozen in the endeavor to piece together the scattered details of a disturbing dream. This, too, is totally in your power. At least acknowledge this. You have an immense capacity to put life into whatever it is you put your mind to. Raise your head a bit, and you might see how perfectly things are aligning in the background. Perhaps, enforcing yourself into a more upright relationship with all the possibilities that crowd your mind, you'll find what seems a morass of separate details reduces down to a simple, balanced equation. You're not likely to dissolve the fencing between you and a solid direction without venturing into the space of intuitive knowing. Your logic and fact-finding analysis are only going to take you so far. Hasn't this actually been the crux of the issue in making sense of things? Only following facts as they are presented can prove to be the stuff of nightmares, so consider the risk you take by dissolving through the wall of unknowing into the space where even duality's illusion is seen as one. It is on the shore of consciousness's absolute, the sea of potential, where you step into your power. Uninhibited yet motionless, you are called to remember your nature as knower. Can you stay there for just a moment longer and embrace the unacknowledged primacy of your heart? As the moon reflects the light of a life-giving, living star, so the mind holds the sentient illumination of the heart. Hidden to your cognizance, kept under wraps, blockaded though it may have had to be, yet some aspect of your mind has taken in the full radiance it has discharged in secret. Deep beneath the folds of appearances, a unified understanding of apparent irreconcilabilities is there, present within you. Answering the call of the space of remembrance requires a willing blindness to outer world projections. X marks the spot where in stillness you feel the waves of divine entrainment. Thus the equation finds its resolution. Having pinned an intuitive arrow into the 0 point of an inner target, you can find yourself operating within the world at a higher level of human capacity. A quiet discovery, yet one met with joy from those who accompany your journey unseen. Divine entrainment isn't necessarily what the mind might suggest. The picture isn't without some flash and color, however. Take care of what you discover as you come to terms with power now. Remembering who you are isn't just a matter of mental recollection. It is a transformative encounter with raw divine nature in the space of being, which is your uniquely perfect synthesis of time, space, and energy. Who you are, who you remember yourself to be, can be so vastly different from who you have been, even just a short time ago, that you might want to take a moment to acknowledge the one who battled through the darkness of ignorance and dared push beyond the boundaries of defined selfhood. Requite the love of self that you summoned to pass the gauntlet. Reflect on the you who existed in the space of a moment of decision to acquiesce to divine integrity with loving appreciation. If you carry pride, let it be that you did what you were called to do, that you stabbed at the heart of the unknown and found your target true. Before you move into the radiance of what you next, fully integrated, become, take a moment to lay your laurels at the feet of the one who gave into transformation. Let your light fill you before you take the next move. This week's contemplation from the pages of Opalescence. We ask you, is there anything else that might be in the greater good than letting the lost empire of what was finally give way to the ineffable might of the new reality that links you to the most loving form of being human which awaits? There is no loss of self in such a transformation, no more than there is loss of beauty in what falls from a sculptor's chisel as it reveals the waiting truth inside the expression of 9 in his art. Thank you for listening. If you like this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep up with all the new videos that come out. I thank you all for your kind support, and if you are interested in helping this channel along, please visit ko-fi.com/divine9, where you can buy a coffee or subscribe for monthly support. Everything's greatly appreciated and helps extend the mission of the League of Light. Please visit me at ninespath.com and explore all of the books and videos and writings and drawings that the League of Light has transmitted through me, and be ready to change your world. Until next time, have a great week.